Welcome back, Hive Mind. This is Shalazar with Hive Mind Gaming, coming at you with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Alright folks, next week we've got a new Fragment fusion coming out. So the Fragment fusion will be this style of fusion. So you'll be collecting fragments of the particular champion and legendary champion and building that up until you get 100 and then fusing it. Keep in mind, this is the good one because it's not the old school. You don't have to collect the champions, you don't have to level said champions, and you don't have to ascend them, so you don't have to worry about potion keeps and things like that. Some things you will want to do though in preparation for this fusion. One of the things for me that is very difficult is the artifact enhancing events. So basically what I do is I'll go through this downtime and I'll start leveling artifacts all the way up to 15, because you only get points when you hit those milestones, which is the 4, 8, 12, and 16. So I'll level my artifacts up to about 15. That way when the actual artifact event happens, I can just start going through checking my heroes and going, okay, well, this guy's got level 15 piece, so I can go through and actually just level that one piece up to 16, which doesn't take a lot of silver because it's going to, because going from 15 to 16 is still a lot of silver, but it saves you time and effort on that leveling process. So, but it also get you the most points when it comes to the actual artifact event. The next thing you want to do is train up food. So basically you'll want to either get your rares that you're not using, or your if you're like anyone else, the incubus uncommon, and just start leveling them up, getting ready to go to 5 stars. That way you can 6-star one of your other champs that you really want to get leveled up. So, and I would hold off until you actually get to that event, to that champion training event. So make sure you have plenty of champs to level up that way, and that way you can actually prep for that. Something else you can do actually during the tournament is when you go to, let's say when I go to make this guy a 5-star, the guys I'm going to feed to him, I'll go ahead and either run them through the campaign for a few levels to level them up, because you get points for every single level that these guys have, that you level guys up. So I'll level them up to probably about 10, 15, and then feed them, because you'll get points for leveling them to 10 or 15, and then you'll get points to feeding them to the level 40s to make them 5-star. So just keep that in mind, and then I'll do the same thing with the 5 stars. I'll level those guys up to about 10 or 15, and then feed those to my champion that I want a 6-star. So just some ways of getting extra points during those events. Those two are the most annoying events to do. Obviously, the summon rush. The summon rush, you actually have to have shards. The other one, champion chase, you can use anything. So what you may want to do, if you get to the point where, like for instance, you get this upcoming fusion, you don't have to summon it right away. You can hold off until the next fusion, when you need to do a summon rush, or when you need to do a champion chase, and then summon it then, and you'll get the points as if you just received a legendary. So keep that in mind. Always hold off on your fusions if you can, especially the fragment fusions for Doom Tower, the fragment fusions for fusion events, things like that, because you can always hold those off. All right, so with that being said, let's get into the actual fusion. So the legendary we're looking at today is going to be Versolf the Grim. He is going to be a Knight's Revnant. That looks really badass, really. I mean, no surprise, because, I mean, that's one thing they really do well. He is a legendary HP champ and of the Force variety. So now, for purposes of being a Force champ for the Knights Revnant, if we take a look at the Knights Revnant, they actually have no HP champs in Legos. They only have a few HP champs sprinkled out through the rest of their rares and epics, one being Miscreated Monster, obviously, who is a Lego trapped in a epic's body. But still, no HP champs in their Legos. They do have a couple of Force champs, which are not so good. They are just not so good. So there is that. So I'm not sure if he's going to be any better than those two. So, all right, so let's take a look at Versolf's kit. Versolf the Grimm's kit. His A1, Stern Admonishing. He attacks one enemy, has a 50% chance of placing a provoke debuff for 1 turn. Not bad. It's probably going to book up to about a 50 or 60%, or 60 or 70%, sorry. And then he also places a shield buff on this champion for 2 turns, equal to 10% of their max HP. So it's going to be based on his max HP. He's an HP champ, so hopefully his HP is going to be huge. So I like it. I think that's great. It's based off his HP instead of the damage he does. The damage is probably going to be based off HP anyway, but still. Let's see. Reign of Sorrow is his A2. Attacks all enemies. Places an extra hit on enemies under Stun, Freeze, Fear, True Fear, or Provoke debuffs. So, I mean, this kind of goes along with his A1, but the rest, I mean, it almost needs to be another champ with him that places one of these other things. I don't know. I'm not sure I like, especially legendaries that need other champions to make them be good. So, I mean, there's not a chance to place an extra hit, so it just places an extra hit if one of these things are on there. But it boils down to having someone with him that can do it. He can do it himself, but how often is he going to be able to hit everybody for a second hit when he's only provoking on his A1? So I don't know. I don't know. Each hit has a 75% chance, which probably books up to 100% chance of placing a leech debuff for 2 turns, which is great. That's actually really good. All right, his A3 Quality Minions places a 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns. Also places a 50% ally protection buff on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. So this is a pretty good ability. I wish there was some way that he got an extra turn so he could place it and then move on. But, I mean, still really good. Or place it and then use something else. But, yeah, still a really, really good ability. And then his A4, which is actually his passive, Infectious Fury, when hit, has a 20% chance of placing a provoke debuff on the attacker for 1 turn. Occurs once per hit. Okay, never mind. This actually is another way he can add debuff or provokes to the bad guys. So, yeah. I mean, actually, that might be really good against with a go second team. Unfortunately, it's only a 20% chance. Wonder if that's going to book up any further. Because if that books up any further, that could make him a very viable go second champ. So I actually like that passive. This is actually okay. So he's basically designed to be good against waves. So really good against waves. His provokes aren't really going to help against bosses unless we're talking about the magma boss in Doom Tower. But this right here will actually make him viable once you get to the boss, right? Because most of the time when you take someone with you that's mainly designed to take care of waves, it's like you just want them to die when they get to the boss, so they don't take up time attacking the boss uselessly. So this A2 actually makes it to where he's viable once you get to the boss, because he can place leeches on the boss, therefore helping your team stay healthy while fighting a boss. So actually, I like that. That's very cool. Now, is this guy going to be worth getting and going for, wasting, or not wasting, but using your resources to actually get him? That's up to you and what you need for your account. It really depends, for me, what his multipliers for this A2 are going to be. If he hits hard like a Trunda, or even close to a Trunda, or even like the last guy that we just got, Herndig, if he hits as hard as he does, then I mean that's a pretty viable. This is a pretty viable champ. I mean, it's probably going to be HP based. Wow, an AoE HP damage based nuker. That would be cool if if they could get that to work. So like I said, it really depends on what his multipliers are going to be. So I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. But that's pretty much it for this video. It was going to be a short one. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. And if you like what you've seen and you want to see more, hit the like button and join the Hive by hitting the subscribe button. And we'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.